Hey folks, Wayne here from Two Sticks Archery. This evening I'm going to talk a little bit about fletching jigs. And it's that time of the year again where everyone's building arrows, 3D and hunting season coming up. And fletching jigs are an integral part of our build process. And like all things archery, there's some good fletching jigs out there, fletching jigs that have stood the test of time, like the Bitzenberger, fantastic jigs. But there's also a lot of junk out there. And we just want to introduce you to our range of fletching jigs, and you'll see some of the unique features that we have. I'm going to start right at the bottom with the simplest, easiest, our kind of intro level jig. We call this our mini Fletcher. It's a real handy, it's a real small little jig, very simple, very rudimentary, very economically priced. The clamp will easily hold a 5.5-inch fletch, fully adjustable for offset, as much offset or as little offset as you like. And the clamp has, either a left or a right helical clamp. Magnet clip-on, pretty standard. It's a nice little compact unit. The nice thing is that the shaft just lays out horizontal and you can work it on any surface. Great little jig to take if you're going to be at the range all day and you may want to repair an arrow. If you're going hunting remotely for 2 weeks and you may want to repair an arrow. Handy thing to have. And they're also, the indexes inside here allow us to index for either 3 fletch, 4 fletch, a compound style or Ottoman style of fletching. So the indexer, you just turn and rotate this for the different fletching configuration that you prefer. Simple, affordable, robust. Like all of our products are now made from the carbon fiber polymer matrix. And essentially it just has produced a really nice finish to the products. And it allows us to make the components lighter, stronger, and more rigid. They're also not prone to any heat distortion within any normal temperature ranges. So really nice components, simple, easy to use. 2 jigs that are really popular with us are our Eco Fletch jigs. These are a little bit more robust. They've got steel tubular shafting as the backbone to them, and fully adjustable for offset, obviously, and the indexer is adjustable. You can take out the different indexing rings and put in a 3 fletch indexer or a 4 fletch indexer, 4x90s, 120 by 60, what's the other one, 115 by 75, whatever. We have 4 different fletching index inserts that you can put inside here and adjust the fletching. So you can go from a 2 fletch to a 3 fletch to a 4 fletch, whether you want to invert the 3 and use it in a compound style, or you want it more traditional trad. Those options are available to you. The standard Eco Fletch comes with a 7-inch bed, and our normal fletching clamp clamps on here with the powerful magnets and onto the shaft. The Eco Fletch 10, this one comes with a 10-inch fletching area. And this, for those of you guys that are shooting traditional English longbow and want a really long fletch, or the Ottoman style of shooting where you want a longer fletch, this really gives you that range to be able to put a really long fletch. If you want to put your fletches further from the nock, this allows you to do that and set that up and still have a nice 10-inch clamp to work with. The 7-inch Eco Fletch comes, which I'm going to go over in a minute, comes with our new fletch clamps, the hybrid fletch clamp. The 10-inch just comes with a straight fletch clamp, and the straight fletch, usually if you're fletching any of those traditional styles of fletching, you're not necessarily looking for helical on the fletch. And if we had to put helical over 10 inches, it would either make an excessive amount of helical, or we'd be struggling to find a happy medium for where the helical would work, whether someone was using this to fletch a 5-inch feather, and then the helical might not be enough, or if it was a 10-inch feather, we might have too much helical, and the feathers would take off like helicopters and lose a lot of velocity and induce a lot of drag. So for people using the 10-inch, usually we find that they're not wanting to put helical into the fletch, but they may want some offset. So obviously fully adjustable for offset with these two little adjusters here. You can lock up the screws once you have it set to your desired position, and that gives you the little bit of excuse me, the little bit of offset that you need, or as much offset as you need. So that works really well. EcoFletch is a very popular option, economically priced and very, very versatile little jig. I want to use this opportunity to talk a little bit about our new Fletch clamps. This is the 10-inch with just a straight, no helical, just a straight Fletch assembly. Good powerful springs in them. The metal backing plates that attach to the or adhere to the magnets. So that's the standard clamp. The newest clamp for us is what we call our hybrid clamp. So obviously the clamp is manufactured from our carbon fiber matrix. But the nicest feature with this clamp is that the jaws inside here, these jaws that hold the feather, are actually easily removable. So you undo these 3 screws and the jaws come like this. This is a set of jaws, and these are a 30 degree right wing, molded in graphic, so you can see that. Brass inserts, and they fit into the clamp, and you can change. The idea is that you can change the inserts. If you decide you want more helical, we'll produce more helical. We make a range of jaw inserts from almost no helical twist, which is the spiral of the actual feather. It's a spiral twist of the fletch when we glue it on, as opposed to offset, which is keeping the feather straight but just changing the angle. So often we'll use a combination when we're fletching our arrows of helical, which is the spiral, and some offset. Or if you want to put a straight fletch with just offset, you will still induce spin into the arrow. It's not maybe as efficient as using helical. So helical is a relatively, it's an involved process to understand, how it best benefits the flight of the arrow without inducing excessive drag. So it imparts some spin, but it would have less drag than a straight fletch that had just had some offset. So so you can have a set of clamps, and if you decide you want to fletch left wing, right wing, straight, you just slap in the different inserts. Or you may want to take these inserts, like I always do, and I'll take my file to them and some sandpaper, and I'll put a slight concave in the clamp, so that when you've got your offset combined with your helical, you're getting a nice mating surface between the quill of the feather that's in the clamp and the shaft. So reshaping this and that amount of curvature that you induce into those jaws will depend on how much offset you're using and what range and what degree of helical that you're using. But the best way is you just put it down, put it in your clamp, put the clamp in position, and have a look. And if there's any daylight, well, wherever there's daylight, that's the area you don't take any plastic off. And where there's no daylight, you remove a bit of plastic, and you get it where it's really fitting nicely. If over time your jaws get covered in glue, or they get damaged, or you decide to change, it's really easy and economical to just change the jaws without having to purchase a whole new clamp. So there's economics involved with it, and some versatility. It's really, really simple. There is the clamp without the jaw inserts, the little screw holes, and the inserts with a couple of screws, and a Phillips or a Star screwdriver changes these out in a heartbeat. So a really neat system. We also have, and I can't say too much just yet, but we also have we have a new fletching clamp coming out, which will will be fully integrated with this hybrid clamp. We've got some new jaws that are coming out that are going to really change the way people view helical and offset and trying to impart spin while reducing the drag to the minimum. But they're not out yet. We're still prototyping them, and we'll be working on that. Now the fletch clamp that I really want to show you is something that we're quite excited about. Is our new 3 fletch tower. We call it our Pro Max. It's a fantastic jig, and the nice thing about this one is that it's actually patented. So this gives us a really nice, unique product. A couple of features with it is that this base plate, you can screw this base plate to, I like to screw them to a board and then just clamp the board to the table. My wife wasn't so excited the first time that I screwed the base plate to the dining room table. Anyway, she'll get over it, I guess. But so I like to screw these down to a board that I'm working with, so that if I do want to put it away, this is pretty easy just to put away. It's on a board, clamp the board down. But the Pro Max just fits inside here, and it's held nice and securely. The greatest feature about the Pro Max over and above, or compared to other 3 fletching jigs, is the iris that we have at the top here. Now this is the unique feature here. This iris opens, the shaft goes inside through the iris and locks into the indexer at the bottom, just like a normal fletching jig. But the advantage is that the iris centers the shaft automatically, irrespective of the size of the shaft, and holds it securely while you're dealing with the fletching. So that's a really, really neat feature. And when your shaft is fletched, the feathers come out through the iris, no problem. If you're trying to repair an arrow, maybe one of these eco fletch single fletches might be a little bit handier to work with. But I have pushed many an arrow that is fletched with 3 or 4 fletches backwards through the iris. It works fine. But you can see I have the shaft clamped in there, and it's really solid. Like it's not going anywhere. It's nice and solid in the clamp. The rattling you're hearing is down in the indexer. It doesn't damage the shaft. Obviously, you don't want to be throwing it around like I was, but it's really nice and solid inside here, so it's not going to move. Right, with the shaft nicely secured in the iris, everything set up the way you want it. Fletches in your hybrid fletch clamp, and click them onto the post, the corresponding post. And there you have it. 3 fletches affixed quickly and efficiently and accurately. Fully adjustable for the amount of helical you want, fully adjustable for the amount of offset. Enjoy it, and I hope that this fletching jig really helps you on your journey with building arrows and building the best arrow that you possibly can. Enjoy it. Cheers.